Number 1 says, after
One of the most exciting trends in contemporary education is inclusion.
An inclusive classroom has lots of different children with different needs, different ability levels, but it also has usually more than one teacher or one professional working with the children.
At Neil Armstrong Elementary School in Reston, inclusion is helping students meet their educational objectives and helping students to better understand and appreciate one another.
It's not evident if you walk into a classroom which child is a special needs child or which child needs extra support, because the children are integrated and the staff works with all of the children.
Furnished with all accommodations.
One of the goals in meeting the needs of special education students is to provide instruction in the least restrictive environment. And we really believe that the regular classroom is the least restrictive environment, and if we can bring the support to them in that environment, we feel that is the best method of meeting their needs.
This word, what is this word?
What?
What, and you want to say what did, but what they made out of these two words is a contraction. It's whatted. What did he say? What did he say? And it's a kid talking, kind of slang. Okay, what did he say?
With the inclusive model, we have the same goals for all the children, although some of the children may need different instructional techniques to reach those goals. So we have the same high standards, and we realize that everyone might be starting in a different place, but we're all aiming to end up in the same place. That may or may not happen in one grade level, but that's our goal.
In the inclusive classroom, one effective instructional technique is called flexible grouping.
The flexible grouping is teaching groups of children based on their current needs. We do continual assessment, so those groups change. That's why it's called flexible. You aren't put in a group and you stay in that group.
Don't get too close to Marvin, said Clarence, or else he'll try to pick your nose too.
Good expression, kiddo, good.
These reading activities are an ideal example of how flexible grouping works to help students learn.
I have all different levels of readers in the class, so not all of them are able to access that information in the same way. Some of them need more help with the reading. Some are independent readers and they can do it on their own. Some of them just like the support, the physical support of being in a group or being with a teacher. So we gave them the option of working with either myself or this special education teacher to work in a group, to work independently, to work with a buddy, for whatever level of support they felt like they needed. Some days they may want to work independently, some days they may feel like they need extra support. I find that children learn best and are more engaged when they have choices as to how they learn and how they interact in a group.
If you wanted to work by yourself and someone came up to you and asked, do you want to work with me? You'd say, no, I just want to work by myself. If you wanted to work by yourself. Or you could just go over to a teacher and say, can I work with you?
They've gotten pretty good about knowing when they need that support and when they can do it on their own. Occasionally I'll redirect a student if I feel like he's not getting access to the information that he needs in the way that he or she has chosen.
We're not the only teachers. The students themselves are also teachers, and we all have different strengths, and we can all learn from that, and always more heads, many heads are better than just one. And there is a lot of cooperative learning, a lot of buddy teaching, and it's just a more fun way of learning, and I think it meets the needs of more than just the special ed. The regular kids benefit from that too.
The other students who are not specifically special needs students benefit because we have additional staff members, whether it be special ed teachers or our speech and language clinician or an instructional assistant. Those staff members come into the classroom.
These staff members work not only with identified special needs children, they work with all children who need assistance.
It also lowers the student-teacher ratio when you have the teachers in there. But there's also the camaraderie that is built and the opportunity for students to interact with more than just one adult.
I believe more of a benefit to the regular classroom because I don't just segregate my kids and only work with my kids, but I'm helpful to all kids. And I want them to see that I am part of this classroom, not just belonging to a certain few kids?
I like having lots of teachers in the classroom because if one teacher is helping another student, I can raise my hand and another teacher can come and help me.
A successful teaching strategy within the inclusive classroom is differentiated instruction. Differentiated instruction is exactly what it sounds like. Different instructional methods for different individuals.
All students, whether they have special needs or not, benefit from differentiated instruction because all students learn differently. And all students have different ability levels in different areas of need, different areas of strength. And they receive information and process it differently from everyone else. A lot of people refer to that as learning styles or learning modalities. And in order to accommodate the different learning styles in the classroom, instruction needs to be differentiated in order to touch on all of those different styles.
Of course, an additional benefit in the inclusive classroom is that students learn how to work and play with different kinds of people.
After working in the classroom as a volunteer and seeing how the different children are fitting in and the acceptance factor that most of the kids have, I think it's been a very positive statement as to how the children can adapt to having students with very different abilities in the classroom sitting next to them. Also that they're able to see that other kids need help and reach out to other children, and I think that's an important thing for children today to learn.
20 years ago, being in a self-contained classroom and my kids weren't being played with on the playground and they were very separate. And it was very obvious that they had special needs. Whereas now in the regular classroom, they are part of everyday things. It makes a big difference being part of the whole. And being able to do what the regular kids do.
And they're taking Clarence's side, and every time he brings it up, everybody starts laughing.
Mm-hmm.
But if I was his true friend, I wouldn't laugh, and I'll still be his friend.
Good. Okay, so what would you have done then while Clarence is making fun of Marvin?
I would stick up for him.
She's very happy. She's glad that she gets to stay in the classroom and she doesn't have to be pulled out. And she likes her teacher that she has.
I think having the inclusive model in place in a school community helps to increase an understanding and an appreciation of others. It also helps the students to feel more part of the community. It really helps those students and parents who may not experience special ed or special education needs to have a broader understanding and an appreciation of what other students are involved with as far as their learning is concerned. I feel that here at Armstrong, it has really helped us come together to focus on students and learning and students' needs.